Hello, people. Welcome back to another edition of the conversation. My name is Danny. Tonight, lucky guest on my part tonight.
How you doing?
Hey, Chris, what's up?
Well,
The
not too
lovely
much,
lady from up
We're just
north.
getting along.
All right, okay. The lovely lady from up north in Canada, Miss Mads Mama Bear.
Hey guys.
How you doing, Mads? And
Doing
last
good.
but not least, my partner in crime, who is a power lover as well as I am, Mr. Perk. How you doing, Perk?
I'm good.
Before we get started, I'm going to do what I always do. If this is the first time viewing my channel, please hit the excuse me, subscribe button. I'm trying to get to 1,500 subscribers before Father's Day, which is the third Sunday in June. This is one of the three shows, the Chaos Central Network, involving me, Sean, and Chris, trying to put together. Tonight's show is the first of the week, the Chaotic Conversation. If this is the first time viewing my show, I want you to please hit that subscribe button. I need 1,500 subscribers. Also, please hit the notification bell. I don't want you to miss any material that I upload, any content that I upload. And also, please give us a thumbs up, because any thumbs up or feedback you give me, I will read, I will respond, and I will use that for future possible content in the future. So without further ado, the topic of the night is one of my favorite. As you can see, my backdrop, Dragon Ball Z. I've been a Dragon Ball Z fan for years now. I'm not going to tell you who my favorite is. You'll see that here in a little bit. But tonight we're going to discuss our 5 favorite Dragon Ball Z characters. For those of you who don't know what Dragon Ball Z, I don't know how you must be living under a rock, because to me it is the best animation cartoon out there, in my opinion. I can only speak for myself. The characters are very exciting, very powerful. I have a very heated debate between Sean Stackhouse about whether one of those characters can defeat Superman, which I do believe he can, but that's an argument for another day.
Before we get into that, Danny, you see the chat? Terrence is here.
I don't see him.
Says
I sent him
I'm here.
I sent the link.
The link, please. Yeah.
I thought I already sent him the link. I did not, but hold on, sir. I will send you the link.
And hello, Miss Lorena.
Terrence, I just sent you the link, bro. So join us when you can, sir. Thank you, one and all who's on the chat. I want to tell you briefly, I don't know what happened on the show on Sunday yesterday. I was doing it with Terrence and my brother, and it kicked us off. I rebooted my system, re-uploaded all the information from the StreamYard, tried a second time, and it kicked me off again. So I don't know what I violated copyright strike. I don't see any when I check my my dashboards. I don't know what happened last night. I hope that it's just an anomaly, a glitch in the system.
Well, Andy, like I said, they're basically, YouTube is only being manned by its algorithm and its bots right now. So if it spots one little thing, possibly it could, the system could just kick you out and not really know that it shouldn't have. There's nobody actually manning it right now that can look, because I guess Google can't get people to work from home. I guess I don't know.
Yeah, I heard that AI is taking over and whatnot.
Yeah, they sent out a message and said, "Oh, but by the way, you might get a lot of false flags and a lot of false this." And well, too bad. We'll deal with it after all this is over with.
I got you. Well, the chat
great.
was asking, and I didn't have a plausible explanation. I'm glad you were able to shed some light on that because I was kind of frustrated last night. Uh, so I'm glad. I hope that's it. I hope tonight we don't get kicked off again. Um, I was very careful not to use any profanity. If that was the glitch, whatever the case may be. So hopefully tonight it will be
Smooth sailing.
smooth sailing. Okay. The question again, Terrence, how you doing, sir? Didn't mean to be rude.
I'm all right. How you doing?
All right.
So
The
Terrence,
question again is about one of my favorite
What's up,
subjects,
Bert?
which is Dragon Ball Z. The question is, what is the 5 favorite Dragon Ball Z characters? Now, if you watch this, if you see the picture behind me, you see there's probably about maybe a half a dozen. No, I mean maybe a dozen, maybe a dozen and a half. Um, I heard Matt said earlier she had to do some research. Wasn't too familiar with a lot of them, but I know Perp, and I'm pretty sure Terrence. I'm not sure how much Chris has been watching it.
now
I have
is
not.
this like? Sorry about that, but is it just like Dragon Ball, Dragon Ball Z, and Dragon Ball's super characters?
Any show, from ranging from Dragon Ball to Dragon Ball Super, anyone in anyone in the
GT.
show,
Okay.
GT, Super, it doesn't matter. Just
All right,
your
I'll just
top,
make that clear.
your top 5 favorite. And since you're a
Okay.
guest of the show, Perp, I'll let you go first.
Oh, you see how
Oh.
this is? Oh my God!
Unless
I'm just
someone
chopped
has to
liver
go,
up here. I'm
someone got to
kidding.
go. Someone got to go somewhere.
Let's hear what he's got though. Come on, Perp.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm gonna start from 5 and go up. So at number 5, this always changes in my head because like I know me and Terrence did like a stream about this like last year, so it's like, but now I know my top 5 though. So at 5, I will have to put Goku Black. Then 4, I would have to put Jiren. Then 3, that would probably go to Kid Buu. 2 would be Vegeta, and then number 1 would be Frieza. That'd be my top 5. But I would just like to throw out an honorable mention, Baby from GT.
Oh my God.
You okay?
I can't say I ain't mad at that, but to each his own.
Danny's
Goku
gonna be
Black.
very opinionated on this with whatever. I am sure that Danny and I are going to be way off.
Goku Black ain't even in my top 30.
That's crazy.
I didn't even go with the. I mean, I didn't even go in with all the different forms and all of that. I didn't even go with that. I just went with the characters, and that's where I was with it. It's been a good probably 5 years since I've watched an episode.
You got to watch Super Bowl.
Yeah, no, I mean, I love the show, and it's done very well. So I'm never going to talk crap on the show. I just haven't had. I just don't really have that time.
You said yes, watching it in 5 years. You need to watch Super.
Mm-hmm.
Super was incredible.
Was it?
Yep.
I'll send the link of the movie I've been watching today.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll send that to our chat later.
Okay.
We're gonna let Mads go.
Okay, I actually have 2 lists because it has been forever since I've watched Dragon Ball, so I had to do some research, and part of the research was asking the person who knows Dragon Ball the most in my mind, next to Purple. That would be Demajinai. Even named himself,
Went to a source.
Went to a source, yes. And I found a movie, the Power Tournament. So I've been watching that one today as well.
Tournament of Power.
That's the one. So I'll start with Demajinai's list. If that's cool with you.
Okay.
He put it up. I'm gonna share it. I'm assuming it's. I don't know what order he's putting this in, but I've got Gohan for him, Future Trunks, Vegeta, Goku, and surprisingly enough, Majin Buu.
Gohan,
Gohan.
Future Trunks.
Mhm.
You said Goku?
Vegeta, Goku, and Majin Buu. That's D's list.
I'm really shocked at Demajin.
I'm not.
Yeah, like I would have figured he'd be more specific with which Gohan, because there are two distinct differences.
I'm not sure which one y'all can ask him about that at some point.
I got a problem with any list that puts Goku in front of Vegeta.
I'm assuming he went from 5 to 1. I'm not sure what order he put this in. So don't assume one way or the other.
I got you.
Yeah. And
That's
again, for me, no particular order. I'm going to go with him on a good number of them. Gohan, both the adult and the kid one. But again, I've been watching the Tournament of Power today, so that will give you. I like it. He's smart. He's tight. He's tough. You know. This one's gonna get probably you're not gonna like. It's Bulma. I knew you were gonna laugh. I knew you were gonna laugh. She has no power. But she's smart as hell and she's sassy. And I gotta give credit for that one. She can keep Vegeta in line. Come on.
She's better than Chi-Chi, because Chi-Chi is terrifying. You don't want to be around Chi-Chi.
Danny, make sure you mute while you're mocking. Turning off your camera won't necessarily fix that problem.
Anyway, yeah, I'm going to go with Vegeta as well, because he's the prince. Can't argue that one. I like Master Roshi. Okay,
the pervert.
Love him. Love him.
Do you know that he's a pervert?
Yes, I know he's a pervert.
Okay.
I talk with Majin. I like perverts. And again, I'm going to go with Majin Buu, because he, no matter what, nothing gets him down. You know, he's fiercely protective, but he always laughs it off, and I love that. I didn't want to go with to like Dragon Ball. You have to like Goku, so I wanted to step outside of that one.
Okay. Very good. Mr. Knight, you are up next, sir.
All right. I'm expecting mocking. Maybe not. I don't know.
I got mocking. Why shouldn't you?
I know. I'm used to it. That's the difference. You, on the other hand, you don't get it much. I get it all the time. Actually, not on here. Normally, we see eye to eye. This, I just have no doubt in my mind that we're not going to see eye to eye necessarily on here. Number 5, Trunks. I like his look when he becomes a Super Saiyan, and I like his cockiness, his mischievousness, but he will always defend his family, and that makes him very loyal, and he's very loyal to his family, so I like that. But one thing I really love about him is his sword when he's Future Saiyan, or Future Trunks, I'm sorry. I love swords, so, I put him in there because of that. Number 4, Vegeta. There's nothing wrong in being a perfect asshole. There just isn't. So, I like that about him. He's an interesting character who abandons his role as a cold-blooded warrior, a killer, to live here on Earth. And he also evolves as a character from a villain to an anti-hero and then to a hero and becoming a family man. He repeatedly fights for the protection of Earth and to surpass Goku in power, which he fails so often. So, number 3, Beerus. He's the god of destruction of Universe 7. And I don't know, I have a thing with Egyptian culture, and this follows a lot of Egyptian culture with the look and stuff like that. I think it's kind of cool. And Garfield's one of my favorite characters in comics of all time. So he reminds me a lot of Garfield. He loves food. He's lazy and he's playful. He's reminiscent of every cat you've ever known. He believes he's a dominant power, and he'll claim whatever he wants because he can. That's just how he thinks. And if he isn't given it, or if he can't get it right away, he'll threaten Earth to destroy Earth just to get it. So that's kind of ballsy, and it's yeah. I mean, it's a game to him. He's a cat. I mean, that's kind of the thing of it. Number 2, Goku. Why? Because he's Goku. He was originally sent to destroy Earth, and because of a head injury, he doesn't. He actually becomes one of the greatest defenders of Earth. His main goal is to do whatever it takes to be the greatest warrior possible. He's a lovable idiot who always finds a way to surpass everyone, which pisses Vegeta off. I mean, because it's always that. And I don't know if he does it on purpose or if it's just a happenstance that he just happens to do it. And like I said, because he's an idiot. And then number 1, Gogeta, because he's I think it is when they do the fusion dance, Goku and Vegeta do the fusion dance. That is a mix of the two of them, and he is one of the most powerful Dragon Ball Z characters, and his look is just awesome. I really just like that. And I think when you put the two characters like Goku and Vegeta together, that makes him slightly better than Goku. Slightly better, just slightly. That's my list. Am I not getting mocked, Danny?
No. That's not a bad list. I don't agree with ever putting Goku in front of Vegeta, but
see, I didn't
See, technically, he put him in front, behind, all around.
What?
He technically only had 3 people on his list, but
See how you are. See how you are. Like I said, I wasn't going into all of the extra stuff into it.
I got you. Mr. Terrence, you want to go next, sir?
Yeah, I could do that. Just wanted to say before I went into my list that I've seen everything Dragon Ball related. You know, Dragon Ball, the movies, Dragon Ball Z, all the movies, GT, Super. And in fact, in terms of Dragon Ball Z, not only have I seen the entire series 4 times, I've also seen it in Spanish because of one of my
I believe
friends. So, you know, so there's that. Starting at number 5, so I'm going to go from 5 to 1. Kid Buu is my number 5. I like the fact that when he showed up, he didn't say anything. He wasn't smiling. He just kind of stood there. And you had Goku and Vegeta just really underestimate him based upon his appearance. And then just out of nowhere, he does an energy blast. And at that point, that's when Goku and Vegeta take him seriously because they realize that such a blast is strong enough to destroy the entire planet. And then he just releases this really big, sinister smile. And then he creates an even bigger energy ball that's enough to blow up the planet 10 times. And he got someone as powerful as Goku to beg for his own life and the survival of the planet. And Kid Buu just did not care. And I very much appreciate a villain that is uncompromising. Just completely like, I don't care what you do or say. You can't reason with me. This is what I'm going to do. I have the power to do it, so I'm going to do it. So that's why I think Kid Buu is one of the coolest villains for that reason. My number 4 is Jiren. He's a character that, one of the few characters in all of this lore that I immediately took a liking to based upon his appearance and his demeanor. I'm very big on demeanor in terms of how a person carries themselves. And Jiren just looked really badass, just really buff and serious. And I'm like, okay, this dude is it's probably going to be a problem. And if not, then he does seem to have some sort of mental discipline over the rest of his crew and many of the other fighters that surrounded him at the time. And sure enough, I saw him fight Goku and Vegeta at their maximum potential. and he was able to wipe the floor with both of them to the point to where neither individual could fight him anymore until Vegeta gave Goku his energy. And it did kind of irritate me that Goku was able to beat him, because that seemed to be nothing more than plot armor. But Jiren will always have a special place on my list because of his ability to do Goku and Vegeta in the way that he did. He made a statement as soon as he showed up. My number 3 is Piccolo, and really, this is more so Piccolo after Dragon Ball. Uh, Pretty much at the later point after he was training Gohan, like a little bit after that. His character has always fascinated me because, again, he's a character that he carries himself in a certain way. He's always serious. He has a very strong mental discipline about him, even over the majority of the characters. Like, I notice how when a lot of them are just really acting silly and not taking their training seriously, he's always someone that's up in the mountains doing his training. He's always trying to better strengthen his mind and body. And I can appreciate that, me being an individual that often is doing the same thing in terms of trying to find ways to better myself in those areas. And Piccolo, while he fails to be on the level of Goku and Vegeta, I respect that he always finds a way to contribute. He always has wise words to say to the main characters, and he's someone that, you can respect and take seriously. So I really like Piccolo. Um, Number 2 is actually a filler character in the later part of Dragon Ball Z, a character named Pycon. And Pycon, to me, is one of the few characters in the entire lore that I found to be cooler than Piccolo himself. I mean, this guy showed up and he just beat the crap out of Frieza and Cell. Like, I'm talking about just one shotting them. And I remember seeing Goku struggle through entire sagas trying to deal with Frieza, and then he didn't even beat him. That was Future Trunks that took out Frieza. And then with Cell, he quit against Cell. He had his son Gohan fight Cell until Gohan turned Super Saiyan 2, and he was able to defeat Cell. And even then, I just noticed how it was a struggle before Cell was defeated. But Pycon, the fact that he was able to one shot these villains that the great Goku struggled with, I found to be fascinating. And then we get to the point where Pycon fought Goku, and Goku couldn't beat Pycon. He just couldn't do it. Like, it just was one of those things where they both got disqualified, and I was very much under the impression that at that moment in time, Pycon was definitely stronger than Goku, and I believe that he could have defeated him. So, Pycon being a character that a lot of people won't mention. He probably doesn't get a lot of respect because he's a filler character. Just in the short amount of time that he was there, the level of impact that he had, I thought was pretty damn good. Um, Now this moves me to my number 1, and that is Vegeta over every single character ever. It's always been Vegeta, no matter what. As soon as I was introduced to him, like, he had a certain arrogance, confidence about him, the Prince of all Saiyans, and he carried himself as such. And I remember when he was training, he injured himself to the point to where he went into a mini coma, and you had Bulma trying to tell him like, hey, stop training, get back in the bed, you shouldn't be training. And Vegeta just yelled at her. He was like, leave me alone, like, get the heck out of here. And he kept doing his training. And like, what I like about that moment is that there was a point where I had tore my right pectoral muscle and I had a cold, and I continued to do my training that ultimately made me sicker, and it damaged me further. But there's something about, you know, the training is the most important thing, and you will be willing to do anything and everything to make your mind and body stronger. And there was that certain consistency with the Vegeta character. Um, in terms of him being obsessed with Goku, that part I didn't really care for. I was like, look, Vegeta, just do your own thing and don't even use Goku as a measuring bar. Because the problem with that is when you have a person as your measuring bar, if it so happens that you surpass that person, what do you do at that point? Compared to if you just kind of base your bar on yourself, you can forever grow, and there doesn't seem to be any limits to that until you ultimately decide to stop. Um, Vegeta later on, I didn't care for the whole, the family aspect, like him having a family and stuff. It definitely made him softer, and he only had certain moments where he would really rise up and be the Vegeta that I liked when he first started out. So I didn't really care for Vegeta settling down and that sort of shit. Like the Vegeta character at his core is what I really like. Um, and then my one honorable mention would be Goku. Um, Goku is the kind of character where he really tries hard to be the best and to do right by his friends and family. I've seen this man beaten into the ground, just covered in blood, and he just always finds a way to keep fighting. And even if it means that he has to get help from all of his friends, which has happened many times, like he's not afraid to ask for help. He's like, we can do this together. We got to save everybody. And I always believe him when he says that I'm here to fight for everybody else. I never doubt him. I'm like, Goku means business. He's going to try to reason with you, but if he can't, then he's going to do what he can to protect the people of Earth and everything like that. So I definitely like that about him. He's an idiot, and I mean, this guy is stupid, but I do like that the only ounce of intelligence that he has is with fighting and training. He's smart as hell in those areas. I don't like the element that he's afraid of his wife. I think that's really sad, and that's the that really irks me every time I see him. He's this dude that goes out there and fights Frieza and Cell and all these monsters, and then his wife scares him. Like that is just I always face palm at those moments. I'm like, Goku, man, you're a bitch. But
Well,
yeah, like
love is scary. So
yeah, some humans will say that, but to me that's just laughable. I'm like, if you can stand in the face of Cell and Frieza, you should be able to deal with your wife. I'm just like that's silly to me. But aside
Terrence,
from that,
you never met my grandmother. I completely understand it.
well, I mean, I've met. I mean, I have people in my family, females specifically, that exhibit chi like behavior, and it just makes me shake my head. I'm like, yo, you need to stop yelling. You need to just sit down and talk to me like a person. This is not going to work on me. And they all have the same little tactic. They use that as a means to intimidate you, to distract you, to prevent you from doing what you want to do. That doesn't work on a strong-minded person. So I have to shake my head at Goku. But other than that, though, I definitely like the Goku character.
That's a very good list, Terrence. I'm not mad at that at all.
Mm-hmm.
I did want to switch something because I completely forgot about this character. I'll take out Kid Buu since um Terrence said Kid Buu, and I'll put Hit there. So
Okay. Um, my list is going to be, like I said, I'm not an expert. I'm just a big fan of it. My honorable mention is going to be Nappa. When Nappa first came, I,
interesting.
I thought that he was Mr. Badass, and I kind of like how Vegeta just kind of sit there and let him do the heavy lifting and just as aggressive until Goku got there and then kind of whipped his butt. But I always thought it was kind of cool how Vegeta killed Nappa at the end, but that's Vegeta. My number 5 is going to be Piccolo. I believe Piccolo, for whatever reason, they don't never let him get the power. He'll get some power or he'll reach a new level, but it's never even up to par with Vegeta, Gohan, or Goku. It's crazy that he's training Gohan, but he seems to never surpass him. Now he surpasses him in knowledge, but in raw power, he's number 4. I think out the Z Warriors, he's the number 4. It's always up to Goku, Gohan, and Vegeta to do the heavy lifting, so to speak. My number 4 is Whis. Um, I think Whis is funny. Just he's so powerful, he's so fast, he's so quick. He know that no one can touch him, and the way he kind of toys with Vegeta and Goku is amusing to me. I even think he's more powerful than Beerus, but hadn't quite figured out what exactly their purpose is. The angels. I know that each one of them is with a god of destruction, but I think that
Their
correct
job
me if
is to
I'm
keep
wrong.
them in check.
Keep okay, because I know they actually transport them to and fro. They don't seem to have that power without the angels' help. And also, I think they train the gods of destruction too, aren't they? Don't they?
Yeah, there's some of that in there. There's the training aspect. There's the aspect of keeping them in check. Words of wisdom.
Yeah,
Think of it as pretty much like a master and their student is really the kind of relationship that they have.
I got you.
Mhm.
Well, I like Whis. Um, I like the way he's kind of like he's kind of rooting for Goku and Vegeta, and still trying to and still keeping Beerus' secrets because I really think it's going to be some stuff once Vegeta and maybe Goku find out that Beerus okayed um what's his name,
Frieza.
Frieza for blowing up their planet.
Yeah,
That's
that's gonna
that's gonna be interesting. So I'm ready to see how that's gonna play out. Um, number three is Hit. When I first saw Hit go against Goku, and he was learning on the fly as Goku was improving. He was improving also. Hit was cool to the point, didn't talk much, had that one stance and that little 1.5 second time freeze or freeze frame, whatever movie did.
time skip.
I thought that was yeah, I thought that was awesome. Like I said, he wasn't much about talk. He look, I'm here for business. Yeah, you bad, you can do whatever you want to, but you can't touch me. So I really like the character Hit. Number two is Goku. Goku's the star of the show. He's always gonna be um I guess like I'm gonna use what Terrence said, the plot is gonna make him always the best. Um I like how Goku, like Terrence says, when he needs help, he uses the spirit bomb and different techniques to save the day. I do agree with Terrence. He's a total idiot, but when it comes to fighting and training, he is a genius. Um, I remember on the Cell Saga how he did the Kamehameha instant transmission move and almost kill Cell. I thought that was awesome how they did that on the show. Um, I can't wait to see him master that final form that he got off of Super. Um,
Ultra Instinct.
so yeah, when he get Ultra Instinct, I want to see him master that. So I think once he masters that, he's going to be hell. And number one is always going to be Vegeta. Um, I like Vegeta since the first time he stepped out the spaceship coming to confront um, Goku. I like his evolution, as like Chris said, from being a anti-hero to hero. I don't mind so much the merit for Vegeta because when the stuff hits the fan, he can turn it on. He can turn it on. He can turn it off. Yeah, he's kind of softened a little bit with Trunks and Bulma, but when the stuff hits the fan and it gets into serious, like Dragon Ball Super, when he was fighting for survival of the whole universe, um, he stepped up. He even went past his potential at one point. Like you said, he gave Goku his energy, but he also was figuring out just as fast as Goku was on how to defeat Jiren, or ways to try to defeat Jiren. So I think if Vegeta ever gets Ultra Instinct, that he would be superior to Goku. But the writers will never let that happen. But
Right.
if if, if he ever got Ultra Instinct, Vegeta would be hell.
Yeah.
So that
You, you
is
you
go ahead.
definitely read my mind with that with the writers. That's the big thing. Like the writers
Yeah,
are afraid to gotta give other characters to
yeah.
shine at certain moments.
I don't know
Um,
why.
Danny,
I know the fans are yelling for Vegeta. I know I am, but
Yeah.
they're gonna always let freaking Goku be on top.
uh, Danny, I forgot to mention with Vegeta, like one of the moments that I always remember was when Vegeta and Nappa when they went to planet Arlia with those cockroach looking aliens.
Uh huh.
And Vegeta and Nappa accidentally saved the people of that planet, but only because Vegeta and Nappa like to fight and kill. And,
Uh-huh.
you know, those characters looked at them as being saviors. And Vegeta and Nappa left the planet, and Vegeta decided to destroy it and kill everybody, even though they were praising him and calling him a hero. And that moment actually surprised Nappa. Like, Nappa was like, "Oh, dang, you gonna kill him, Vegeta? Like, they said we're heroes." Vegeta was like, "I don't have time for that shit. They don't matter." And he treated them like insects. And I thought that was a very just blanket statement of the character. Like, Vegeta don't care. It's
Yeah.
just, it doesn't matter.
Vegeta Cole now, the only thing he care about is Bulma and Trunks.
He
Right. Yeah.
he's the
Yeah.
most developed character out of everybody in Dragon Ball. Like just through when you just see his character in Z to where he is now in Super, it's just completely he's essentially the same character, but he's just shown a lot of growth and stuff. Like he used to
Mm-hmm.
be all scared when Broly would show up, and now, like I'm saying, like before he was canon, Broly would show up. He's like, oh, like whatever. Well, pretty much whenever the villain would show up, he would pretty much piss his pants or something like that. But now he's gotten more confident and whatnot the in
You said,
Super and whatnot, and he's always the first one to go after the whoever the villain is and whatnot. So
There it is. Now that's another aspect I didn't like about him. Anytime, like when I saw him when the way he was afraid of Broly, like that's the shit that pissed me off because I'm like, come on, Vegeta, like you're better than this. Like when I have seen someone enter beast mode, anything less than that, I face palm. I'm like, you got to stop doing that. But like you said, it's part of the character development, so
but
I get it from a writing standpoint.
I want to see him scared of Broly and Frieza. I haven't seen him scare anybody else. And he was
Right,
scared of
right,
Frieza
yeah.
because he worked for Frieza for so many years and he saw just how nasty that sucker was. But if he
but
once he finds out that go ahead.
no, I was saying if you
Go
watch
ahead.
like some of the other movies or like even with like Majin Buu to some extent, like he was kind of shook of him. But you know, that's why I like the Dragon Ball Super movie Broly, is because like you
Mhm.
just see him like he's like, man, this is nothing. Like this is easy. This is how he should have been like from the start and stuff. But you know, like I said, yeah, like Tara said, yeah, that's one thing that annoyed me too. But I hear you at the same time, it's like, man, why they gotta do cheating like that? Like,
Well, well,
but
here's the thing, Danny. Like, I remember I was watching it with one of my friends, right? And you know, we used to watch Dragon Ball Z like all the time. And whenever I would see Vegeta in these weaker moments, and you know, my friend would see that I was getting kind of irritated. And what he liked to do was bring up my weaker moments and try to use that as a parallel. And then I would tell him, no, the difference with me was that even when I was weaker and smaller and didn't know how to fight, not ever once in my life did I fear a person. It was just like, okay, what am I gonna do? But I already knew in my mind that if I were to show the person any sort of weakness, that it would make that situation worse. So in my head, I was thinking, I have to figure out a way to beat the crap out of this person, even though I don't know how. Like, or one day I'm gonna be able to snap your spine in two. Like that's how I was thinking.
you know,
That's a very, very non-violent way to handle
Boy,
right?
one day.
Yep, that was definitely me. I was those characters. Like one day these characters are gonna be sorry, and for the most part, any of those bullies I could just easily snap their neck if I wanted to now. But
I got a
yeah.
question. How do you figure out going on the Majin Buu influence will make him stronger?
Well, in terms of that, like I don't think it's really all the way clear, but I assume that any sort of thing that makes it to where you no longer have a specific focus and you're being controlled, it would then elevate the abilities you already have because he always had like specific mental blocks. This person will spook me, or I have to focus on Goku, and that was clouding a lot of his potential. Like, because if you notice back in the Android saga, when he stopped caring about Goku, he instantly went Super Saiyan, and I'm just like, that is a problem. you got to stop doing that, Vegeta. So I think that's one of those situations that was similar to what we saw with the Android Saga that helped elevate his power. And because he's Vegeta, he was able to control himself in a way that other people under Babidi's influence weren't able to.
Yeah.
Then one thing pissed me. You would think that when they merged, they could take each other, well, learn from each other powers. When they merged with the Patara rings and also with the fusion dance, don't you think some of that residual knowledge of how Goku did the instant transmission?
Well, when they fuse and stuff, like if it's Vegito, then he's gonna take more characteristics of Vegeta, and then when you're Gogeta, he's gonna take more characteristics of like Goku. But you know, yeah, that's interesting. But you know, and they don't like they've just now started kind of working more together. So them working more as a team is super deadly. Like how we would say, like, yo, you guys are y'all could be unstoppable if y'all just put your differences aside and stuff and actually work as a team and stuff.
Yeah, yeah, that's true. Like there's nothing like working together with someone under those circumstances. Even I had to learn that lesson because like when I started martial arts training, Danny, like man, I wanted to destroy everybody. Nobody was my friend. I didn't care that we were in the same dojo. I just saw a bunch of enemies and everybody had to go down. Like that's what I saw. But like by the time my masters were able to smack some sense into me, like, yo, Terrence, you can learn from them and you can help each other. As soon as I accepted that, I was able to excel as a martial artist. Like, oh, okay, so instead of everybody being my enemy, I just have to focus on specific enemies. Like, so that's kind of how I went about it.
So you like show enough, huh?
Well, I mean, show
Leroy.
enough. Well, I mean, show enough. Like he's a damn bully, right? Like he just goes and looks for fights with me. I'm just kind of the guy in the room where I'm like, I don't want no trouble, but if you mess with me, I'm gonna have to make an example out of you in front of everybody, so that way they know not to do the shit that you did. That's what kind of person I am.
Neck snapper.
Yeah, like you is any like it's like that person goes down, and I'm like, anybody else? Yeah, anybody else want some? Like so yeah.
I'm surprised nobody said Android 17. He's a dope character.
I don't like none of them androids.
What?
Honestly, I like 17 and 18.
Yeah,
they're both
cool.
they're both dope. They're tough. They're tough as hell. It's just 5. If we had done a top 10, guaranteed they would have been on the list.
My next person would have been TN. I like TN.
TN. I thought Chris was gonna say Yamcha. You gonna put Yamcha in his top 5?
Hell no.
Oh hell no. He is pretty much everything that I said I don't like about those other characters.
Oh my lord, Yamcha. So sorry.
I'm not surprised Terrence went with the reformed villains, because I can see how there's a similar mindset there. In the same respect, a lot of the ones I went with were more mentally strategical, where that's the kind of stuff I respect.
It's in terms of TN, I definitely like him a lot too. Like I guess I would have him as the honorable mentions because he's a guy that's similar to Piccolo in the sense that training is important. He's always up there with Chaozu doing his training, and at one point even opened his own school where he was training people. And I like that. I like knowing that like no matter how much time passes, there is a consistency with who you are. Like if you're a badass and I don't see you for 10 years, I like to know that I can come back and you would be that same badass, not what happened to you? When did you change? Like I don't like those kinds of conversations.
My father time is the ultimate badass, bro. So in 10 years, you might not be as bad as you once were when you were 10 years younger.
Now that's a fair point, and that's okay. Like, because I don't know what's going to happen to me or anyone else if like cancer or disease or something wrecked you, then that's fine. To me, that's understandable. Versus, I have decided to be softer or whatever the scenario is. I'm like, oh, so
Well,
you made a choice. I'm like, well,
I didn't
that's
make
our
a choice. I can tell
conversation.
you right now, the 39-year-old police officer, Danny Graham, is much, much more better than the 49. As it relates to physicality out there at night and all this other kind of stuff. No, I'm letting them young bucks in on that, bro. I'm very comfortable in calling the shots and saying, hey, oh, let's go here, let's do this, let's do that. So I ain't trying to be no badass out there.
No, no,
I
I
can
hear
picture
you, Danny,
that.
and that's actually smart. But I mean, every once in a while, you do have like your Randy Couture's of UFC, where he's
I hear you.
a lot older than everybody else, and he's whooping their asses. Like
Mm-hmm.
that,
I
there's
hear
something
you.
about you know the person, whatever they want to do, they do it, and there's no excuses, and they're just like whatever happens, happens. I like that because I feel like your age, it's only a limit if you say that it is, assuming that you again don't have any sort of medical conditions whatsoever.
Yeah, I
Not
can see
everybody
that.
can be Keanu Reeves.
Say again.
I said not everybody can be Keanu Reeves.
Mm,
Well, no, no, they can't. Number one, they don't have the talent for that. Number two, a lot of people they choose not to. They don't really give themselves a chance. They just kind of go along with what everybody else is telling them. So they
Right.
don't have any reason to be a beast because they've already told themselves that they're not.
well, I thought this conversation. Well, I love the conversation. I can never get enough of Dragon Ball Z
Yeah.
conversation. Um, I will let everyone do their little closing remarks if there's anything you want to say, or if there's any topic you want to bring up now. We got about 15 more minutes. I want to try at least do an hour. It doesn't have to be Dragon Ball Z related. Anything that you may find interesting that's in this realm of conversation.
I
We have
got
that like open door, open floor. Go ahead.
I got I got one thing. With Dragon Ball Super being on like a hiatus, probably because of the manga still being written and whatnot. Uh, when do you think we'll see a new Dragon Ball series?
There's a new one on online.
No, that's a promotional thing. I don't watch that trash.
Yeah, it's
That
it's yeah, it's for
that
that
new
game
that
or
new
whatever.
bad guy, man. I don't know what he is, man, but he helped with that little magic stick, whatever.
Yeah,
I've only seen like a couple episodes of it.
I like him, but he was too obviously bad. Like he literally showed up and he was like in the shadow of a tree and he had the most evilest smile
N-
you will ever see in your life. Like, come
Now
on.
I can't. I hope they do adapt the Moro arc that's going on in the manga now, like where this guy is pretty much like Galactus and he eats planets and stuff like that for energy and stuff, and like he has connections with the angels and all that, and
I don't
you
I don't
know some people are.
what I'm seeing, he
You said
looks
what?
like an angel. He wear glasses and he got this.
No. I'm talking about the
Oh,
manga.
okay.
The manga's different. Like Moro pretty much looks like a devil kind of character and whatnot. And you know, I like that symbolism of like, oh, angels versus the devil type thing. And Goku's now kind of getting his ultra instinct stuff back and whatnot. So I hope they adapt that because it's completely something new and it's not take place. It doesn't like well, it does take place mostly on Earth, but we get to see new Namek and all this stuff and stuff we haven't seen in a few years. And I just like the character of Moro. He's very interesting, like how he could just like eat somebody's life source, or there's a point in the manga earlier in the manga where he actually takes their god powers, so they have to go pretty much back to basics and stuff. So I'm hoping that they adapt that. It'd be something different.
Yeah. That'd be cool to see. I'm ready to see the next evolution of Dragon Ball. I hope they'll
Yeah,
give Vegeta a little bit more shine and stop being catching up to Goku, but that probably
yeah,
never happen.
and if they're gonna do Ultra Instinct and stuff, and that's like their max level, I feel like they should just kind of get rid of the God powers,
Yeah.
or like try to like introduce Super Saiyan 4 because they kind of done that with the new Broly. They kind of teased that version of Super Saiyan 4, so that
Yeah.
might be something they might do in the future.
And I know in the past you've seen like those um I forgot what kind of drawings you call them. I guess fan drawings, and they got their hair is white, real puffed out.
Super Saiyan 5 or 7 or
Yeah,
6
yeah.
or something like that.
I
Yeah.
wouldn't mind
We
seeing
should get
that.
we should get too ridiculous with the numbering because like that's
Yeah,
one thing I have an issue with Super is like they introduced way too many transformations
yeah.
in such a short amount of time.
I couldn't keep track of them. It was
Yeah, it,
blue and red, and then part
it
blue,
it's
part red.
it's
I,
literally the same amount of transformations that Goku had in Z, but in half the episodes, like
well, I
half the
mean,
episodes that were in
I
Z.
didn't mind the transformations. I think that it may be considered as too many, maybe for someone that kind of just jumps into the show and they're like, oh, well, I'm confused. I thought he was this and I thought he was that, and that was just a couple episodes ago. But I'm pretty sure they will narrow it down because this super
Yeah,
thing was all about power scaling and a lot of experimental based stuff. So
yeah,
It makes the other transformations seem useless now. Because why would they ever
yeah.
go to
And,
2 or 3 or 4 when they know that ain't even gonna even touch?
and that's the thing. A lot of people are annoyed by the way that they're using transformations in this because look how long it took them to get to Super Saiyan and the original and stuff. Like now they
Yeah,
could just
Mhm.
get whatever, and like anybody can really much get it. Everybody get a transformation, and you could say that's a negative or whatever for Super because they pretty much break the power scale by the tournament power. Like even though how entertaining it was, they just completely just
yeah. Because even
broke the whole entire power scale.
in Dragon Ball Z, Vegeta was shocked when Trunks turned to Super Saiyan. He was like,
Yeah.
"I worked for this shit all his life, basically, and it's a kid's thing now."
yeah, and Trunks was just
Yeah,
eating Pop Tarts and he just turned Super Saiyan one day. It's
Yeah,
like, okay, not. I didn't
mhm.
think I was gonna have to backhand my son, but this is the moment.
yeah,
But like, I mean, I hope they bring back Super Saiyan 4 because out of all the
yeah.
transformations,
That was
to
awesome.
me, it looked the coolest because Goku and Vegeta in the Super Saiyan 4 transformation, they looked the most savage. Like if
Uh-huh.
if they were to show up like that, I'd be like, okay, these guys are a problem. But the other ones, like when they're all gold and stuff, it looks cool, but I won't
Yeah.
They
necessarily
don't look
right away
aggressive.
think that it's a threat.
Did,
The only
Terrence,
thing
did you
about
see?
Super Saiyan 4, Vegeta really didn't earn that transformation. Bulma
Did,
kind of
Yeah,
helped him when she shot him with those.
did y'all
yeah, that's true. I didn't like that part. Boma doesn't need help.
did y'all see the Dragon Ball Super movie, the Broly movie?
Yeah,
Yes, yes,
Not yet.
twice.
That first form he goes into, where his eyes are like yellow, that's supposed to be Super Saiyan 4. Well, their
Yeah,
version of Super Saiyan 4.
well, I like the
I
black
heard, but I don't
hair,
like.
long hair version better than that version.
Yeah,
Yeah.
same here.
But you can kind of see like the resemblance, like the way the hair looks and everything, minus the fur and stuff like that.
Yeah, I like the red fur and the tail look and the black hair. I
Yeah.
think that's more aggressive. I'm like
For,
Terrence.
for,
If I see them two step up, I'm like, oh hell.
yeah,
Like,
for them to get that form, they would have to go into their 8 forms and stuff and
well,
whatnot. But
yeah. Well, I mean, honestly, I've been trained to not judge a book by its cover, but at the same time, I can't ignore something that looks a
mhm,
certain way, or if there is, like in Rocky 4, like with Ivan Drago, how he didn't say anything pretty much until he killed Apollo Creed. Like,
If he
I pay
dies,
attention
he
to stuff
dies.
like, exactly, like, I pay attention to stuff like that. Like, this dude he's
Yeah,
not playing around or she's not playing around where everybody else is like, ha, and they're ignoring all these things. I'm like, you need to be paying attention to this kind of
especially
stuff.
that sucker kill you, and he says out loud, if he dies, he dies.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that
There,
that was a hard line. That was
there ain't
that was
no way I be flying to Siberia training. If that sucker just killed my best friend, no.
Well, that's about honor, though. I mean, come
no,
on. That's
no,
why
no,
Rocky went.
The honor ain't
Danny,
about
no.
nothing when you face
Danny,
somebody
no.
that they got 2,200,000 pounds of punch power. No,
but
no.
Danny,
Danny, I,
no.
I
Nah, man.
I
If
was
somebody killed my best friend Danny, I would fly to fight him. No,
Okay,
I ain't letting that
I
slide.
I fly to shoot him, but to fly to fight him, no.
There's no honor in. I got you.
Hey, dead is dead.
You're right. Dead is dead. But if he's a fighter, I want to fight him. Because if I just roll up and just shoot him, I'm like, I didn't
Listen,
beat him. I just
listen,
shot
listen,
him.
Terrence. Listen, Terrence.
Different training.
Listen, what
Different
I'm about to
training,
say.
guys.
Listen, what I'm about to say. Rocky is not real.
You're right. It's
That
not
shit
real,
ain't
Danny.
real. If you get in the ring with somebody you know it's a superior athlete and they beat the hell out your friend, and you know you and your friend on the same level, you would be foolish, in my opinion, to get in the ring with that superior
like
athlete.
Well,
Now, that's just me.
technically,
like
Rocky
if
was not on the same level. He ended up being. Well, here's the thing, though. Technically, I guess he's not because they cleared that up in Creed when Rocky said that Apollo beat him in that secret fight.
Mhm.
But Rocky had that extra willpower and determination. I think Apollo Creed only lost because he didn't train for the fight. He
Yeah.
underestimated the Russian dude. He was like, "Oh, it's fine, Rocky." His trainer told him to train. Rocky said it was too soon. He just thought he would be fine because 99% of the time he would slaughter people because he's Apollo Creed. But this Russian is different. Like, you're not listening, Apollo. Like, that's why he died.
You not listening.
Danny, if Ivan Drago killed you, Danny, I gotta fight him. Like, I can't let that
Okay,
slide.
well you go right ahead, bro. If I can
I
Drago kill
got a
you,
better scenario.
I'm gonna fly to shoot him because I'm much better shooting than I am fighting.
Terrence, I
will
got a
say
better
this much.
scenario for you. What if
Hold on. I will say this much. That fight would be entertaining as hell to watch. Just to watch Terrence go into Super Saiyan mode.
I ain't lying.
Just saying. Go ahead.
But Terrence, I got a better scenario. If say if Floyd Mayweather drops your best friend, what are you gonna do in that situation?
I'm definitely gonna go fight him. Like, but here's the thing though. I'm gonna tell him. I'm like, we're gonna have a fight. None of this, like, I'm just gonna be a boxer. No, I'm gonna get to do whatever I want to you. Otherwise, because I mean, of course, he's gonna try to limit me. He's gonna be like, no, you gotta stick to boxing. I'm like, sir, I am a martial artist. You know how many weapons I have that you're gonna take away if you just limit me to my hands?
Mayweather ain't gonna sign on that contract.
Okay, okay. I knew you were gonna say that, Danny. Here's what happened. If Floyd was like, no, Terrence, I killed your best friend. You gonna fight on my terms. It's gonna be the scene transition. He gonna be leaving one of them strip clubs that he owns, and out of nowhere, Terrence is gonna fuck his ass up. That's how that would happen. It'd just be a regular. It'd be a regular street fight like on Rocky 5.
You know what it'd be like? You could collect call from San Quentin from Terrence. Do you accept?
Yeah, no, yeah. That's realistically what would happen. But no,
Terrence,
man, like.
This is the same premise that got them all into the power tournament. Just saying. Okay.
Yeah,
It always starts with who's better, who's gonna do what, who's in. But hey, my bets are on Terrence.
Yep.
Here's my thing, because I'm like, you took away one of the few humans that I care about. At this point, it's not even. I'm gonna actually throw honor out the window. I was just talking about that, but when you cross that line, now I have to cross all my lines to take you out. That's how I would go about that.
And just like that, he became Batman.
Oh no! See, at this point, Batman would be shaking his head like, "No, Terrence, no."
Yeah, I'm glad you say that. Did any of y'all besides Terrence see Red Sun?
Not yet.
Oh my
I
god!
saw bits of it.
Go get it. Go see it.
Mm-hmm.
It is on point.
Yeah, this is coming from a person who isn't a Superman fan.
Not a
That's why I
Superman
said last night. It's got to be saying something.
Man, that's
Yeah,
good.
I caught that.
I would
I
really.
wouldn't say that Danny isn't a Superman fan. It's just, he has other characters that he likes more.
I just think Vegeta in Ultra Instinct form would kick the shit out of Superman. I just think he would. I'm not saying Goku. I'm saying Vegeta.
Speaking of Ultra Instinct, I wish they would have just kept Goku like when he said his Ultra Instinct Omen form, where before he goes mastered, like if they would just keep his hair black. I thought that was a dope look. He didn't need to have like silver hair and none of that stuff. Like I think just him with
Right.
the black hair would look dope. It's just like bringing things back to basics and stuff like. Because Ultra Instinct isn't like a transformation; it's a technique. Sort
A
of
state
like
of mind or something.
Mhm.
yeah,
Yeah.
sort of like how Kaioken was a technique. It wasn't
Yeah.
necessarily a transformation and whatnot. That's why I kind of like Ultra Instinct. It's just like it's not limited to Saiyans, so like anybody can pretty much like
I want to
tap
see
into
that.
it.
I want to see that head angel in action.
But to
Yeah.
be fair though, Perp, even though it's not a transformation and it's considered a technique because of the level of power scaling, it's on a similar
hmm
level as an actual
And,
transformation.
and I think Beerus could tap into that. He can't master it, but he could get the form that Goku had, like when he was in his when he was just in his black haired form and whatnot, the Omen form. And I think
Right.
because like you always notice that they always made reference that like Beerus only used 80% of his power against Goku when they first fought. I can only imagine
Yep.
what he is at 100%. That'd be insane.
Yeah. I wonder what kind of plot armor they would have for Goku then.
Yeah. Well, they got Ultra Instinct. That's the ultimate plot armor for him. Like anytime he's in a
You
jam, he can just
you
pull
that
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 out.
might be Perp, but I'm thinking it's gonna be like a tear that comes from Goku's eye and it's gonna touch his boot and then that's gonna accelerate his power like times 10. That's how it's gonna work.
like when Goku Black and Zamasu was telling Goku how they killed him and his family in a different universe and stuff, and he just went off on them. Like,
Right.
that
Yeah.
was,
Yeah.
that's why I like Goku Black, man. I'll be like Thanos who? He's
Yeah, he
like
had
because
a badass
Thanos
scene
wanted,
too.
yeah, like Thanos wanted to get rid of half the population. Goku Black wanted to get rid of all mortals. Like,
Yeah, that's why, people like Goku Black or the Anti-Monitor, when you tell me, when I'm like, so who do you want to wipe out, sir? Everything. So you don't want to do half or nothing. It's got to be everything. Like, so nothing's left but us. Exactly. Oh hell yeah, that's a lot worse. It's a lot worse.
and in case Chris don't know who Goku Black is, he's
No.
somebody that stole Goku's body, pretty much like how Captain
Mhm.
Ginyu like swap bodies with somebody. It's sort of like that, but then he went to that alternate timeline and killed everybody
Yeah.
there.
No, I
But
know a little bit about that. I just, like I said, it's been a while. And the problem with, not the problem, let me rephrase that, not a problem. The problem with leaving a series like this for so long is you do lose a lot of what's going on really quick.
Yeah.
yeah,
Um,
yeah,
there's a lot of things out there. You pick up like, I don't know, pick your sitcom. You watch a sitcom, you can stop watching it for a whole season. If it's on the next season, you pick up, and it really doesn't matter. There's little things you might lose out on, but you'll pick it up really quick because it won't matter.
yeah.
In the
Dragon
Dragon Ball
Ball.
lore, it definitely matters.
What was that?
No, I said in the Dragon Ball lore, it
Exactly.
definitely
Yeah.
matters.
And that's what I'm saying is as soon as you lose out on it, you can't just, I mean, I guess you could just jump back in at some point, but you're not going to know a lot of what's going on because so much changes, and it changes on a regular basis, which is what makes it a great show.
It's not even minor changes. Like I took a step back during the Goku Vegeta fight, and then I came back. I think it was like the following season, like midway through it, and all of a sudden Vegeta's married to Bulma. I'm like, hold up, they're friends now. Okay.
It'd be like that sometimes, like especially when you're watching like the new Super movie, like the Broly movie. They retcon practically the whole entire story with that movie, but which is I don't really necessarily have a too big of an issue with because like in the Broly movie they make
Just like
Vegeta.
didn't the daddy figured out that Broly was more powerful than his son,
Mm-hmm.
the
But
King
like,
Vegeta?
yeah. But like, what pretty much what kind of changed certain things is how they age. They put Goku and Vegeta's age a little bit closer in that movie, to where they were like in Z. If you watch the original series, they were like probably like 8 or 9 years apart to where now they're like
Yeah.
kind of a couple of years ahead. And like I'll just say like how people say that Bardock, even though he's still cool, but that's like Bardock is a complete savage and stuff. They completely changed his character in there.
That was
But
one of
yeah,
my
it's
favorite
just
movies. Bardock.
yeah, because he was
Now,
just like Rambo.
Bardock became the original Super Saiyan though. Now, if I remember that movie correctly,
Yeah, I
Um,
think that I don't think that was canon though. That was like it's like the
yeah,
own Elseworlds type
yeah,
thing.
he went
Uh,
he
yeah,
went to some
because
kind
in that
of
movie
time.
he didn't turn. Yeah, he didn't turn Super Saiyan in that original movie.
Yeah, he went to the time stream, whatever, back in the past, and then he helped those people that was like primitives, and then the
Right.
the Freezers from back then pissed him off, and he turned to Super Saiyan, and then he warned all of his ancestors, if you see one of the Saiyans with yellow hair and green eyes, beware or something.
Yeah, I
That's,
think that
yeah.
was something that came later, but like I don't know if we should necessarily count it as canon, but
I don't know. I remember
I
seeing it. I
remember
can't
Um,
remember what movie it was. I remember seeing it.
I remember before the Broly movie came out, people were speculating what the story was going to be about, and they added onto the lore of the first Super Saiyan God was Yamoshi and stuff. A lot of
yeah,
people thought that was going to be the main villain, like this ancient Saiyan from thousands of years ago, which would have been cool to see, like an old ass Saiyan. Just
right.
like,
Yeah.
however, like how was he on this earth for so long and nobody was able to detect him, or like in this universe and yada yada yada. But I want them to start exploring more of these universes and kind of get away from Universe 7. Like, let's go to Universe 6 and check out the other Saiyans on that planet and stuff. Give them like an arc. I want to see a Pride Troopers show. That'd be dope to see like Jiren and all them, and how they came to be.
One I care for is Jaren in that second one. One like a damn rabbit. I thought,
Topo
You talking
yeah,
about
or
Topo?
the
Nismo.
rabbit was
Nismo.
stupid as hell, and the other one that could change, he pressed a button and don't his letters on his chest turn different or some shit.
Oh
I'm like,
yeah,
what?
dude, that was funny, Vegeta. That was funny.
I was like, what the hell is this?
But I like the Pride Troopers because they're reminiscent of like the Power Rangers and just like Justice League, because you got Jiren as Superman. I guess you could say Topo is
Jiren is definitely the Superman of that group for sure.
I want to
Dispo is
see.
Flash.
I want to see Hit Universe.
I'd really like to see Universe 9 one with all of the canine dog things. That would.
Oh yeah,
I was
like
those.
watching that fight in the movie. I'm like, yeah, that would be dope.
Okay.
Yeah, to see the worst.
Yeah, I
Out
want
of
to
all
see Hit in
the
that.
12.
Hmm.
Yep.
Danny, I got a question for you. I want you to really think about this one.
Okay.
So
Oh,
just
hell.
random day, I'm mowing my lawn. All of a sudden, Ra's al Ghul shows up and he's like, "Terrence, I heard about you." He snaps my neck in 0.1 seconds, but somehow I survive. You come over and you're talking to me, and my last words are, "I want you to fight Ra's al Ghul at Nanda Parbat to avenge
I'm
me."
gonna say, Terrence, rest in peace. Okay.
See you on the other side.
Yep. This is what I'm telling you, Terrence. My fighting skills are at 0. My shooting skills are at 99.
But
I'm
I
a
believed in
Marine.
you in that last
I'm
moment.
no. I'm a Marine trained sniper. Okay. Plus, I am other stuff I have in my law enforcement. I can hurt people with a gun. This right here, not so much. Okay.
But Danny,
You
but
want
what?
your
So you don't think my faith in you would just give you a little
hell
bit
no.
of something?
No.
Okay, but what if somebody was willing to train you to fight Ra's
Your
al Ghul?
faith in me would get me an ass whipping. I don't want that.
Okay, but okay, what if like one of the members of the league offered to train you for 4 months before you took on
Negative.
Ra's? Would that change things?
Don't you want revenge, right? You want revenge, don't you?
Yeah, but
Okay.
I figured
I'm-
that it'd be
I'm
cool
gonna
if you
give-
fought him.
No, it'd be cool if
Terrence.
we both being held together or having together, whichever one you believe in. No,
I'd fight him for you, Terrence.
my
take that.
favorite saying is,
And thank you, Chris.
"He who fights runs away and gets a gun lives to fight another day."
See, you
That's
gonna
my-
shoot him. You gonna shoot him, Danny, and then you're gonna shoot him. My spirit's gonna be like, Danny, you had that. You had to use the gun. You just had to.
Your spirit could be like, "Yes,
It's
his
it's
ass is
what
dead."
your training and Danny's training are completely different.
That's
You
right.
don't replace. You don't put the ranger in the place of the tank.
Thank you, Maz.
You
I
what?
would not.
Danny, you're not wrong, but at the same time, did you ever stop to think for a second that maybe my spirit would go in you, and then you would possess my skills, and that would help you?
No.
Danny is headshot certified. That's what they're trying to let you
When
know.
you get off this stream, look up Carlos Hathcott. That's all I'm gonna tell you.
I'm assuming he's a person that trained you, maybe.
No. He's like one of the most deadliest snipers in the Vietnam War. A lot of his practices were taught to Marines that went after him. So I'm just telling you, I ain't saying I'm hitman, but every person that went through Marine Corps boot camp is a trained sniper.
Danny, I seen your shooting skills. Like that human blinked and you shot him. So
Okay. Well, I'm just telling you, I'm not bragging. I'm not Billy Badass, but I ain't no slow leak neither.
You're right. But see, what if you shot at Raish and then he dodged a bullet?
No,
What?
that ain't my comfort zone. I'm comfortable with a fully automatic weapon. I ain't comfortable with a fully automatic ass weapon. And that's what I would get with somebody that knows martial arts.
Danny, I should warn you that Ra's al Ghul has blocked bullets before, so that might be a problem.
Y'all saw Boys in the Hood, right? You know who shot Ricky?
Mm-hmm.
It was Danny.
Yeah, Ricky did.
It was Danny.
That was messed up, man. That was messed up, man. Like when Ricky got shot, I got shot, man. So Danny gonna be the Ice Cube character, like driving around looking for Raish.
Yep.
Walk down on them.
I ain't about dying, Bo. Not if I can get around it.
We've been out here driving for 10 hours looking for Raish. Where the hell is he?
I think it was really like looking for these dudes. Like
they've been on the roof the whole time and shit.
Got one more question, then we're gonna try and go ahead and end this. What do y'all think? When is life gonna get back to normalcy somewhat? You think it's gonna be 2 weeks away, 3 weeks away, a month away? What are your research, intuition, gut feeling?
Well, so a lot of the areas that are less affected by this are actually the population is heavily on malaria drugs, and I know they got one that they're testing right now, so that might be something. I have a feeling that as soon as they do find the key, and if it is this malaria drug they're talking about, the FDA has already approved it. All they would have to do is fast track it to be used for this. Now, that's not going to fix everybody who's already sick or severely sick. I mean, if they find something like that, or if they get somewhere where they're more confident on their numbers, I think they'll be more willing to move backwards on a lot of this stuff that they're passing right now, having you shelter in place, having you no kids in school, all this stuff. Once they have a better grasp on exactly what the numbers are that are truly sick, that have caught it but didn't have the effects of it that some people do, or that that have it but they're mild effects and things like that. Once they have those numbers and they actually have a better way of basically right now they're just telling you if you're not sick or if you don't feel sick, don't get tested. For all we know, there's 400,000 or 500,000 people out there in the world who don't feel anything, don't know anything, and they might have it. I mean, people get colds every year that just get sniffles. go to sleep, they feel a little crappy. They don't feel like, the best that they could, but they just attribute it to, well, I just don't feel good. That's it. That's all it is. And they go to work. We don't know how many people that could be with this.
And think of how many people have turned around and said, who have been confirmed and have said, I really don't feel that bad.
Exactly. So until you get those numbers, and right now what they're saying is don't go and get tested if you don't feel the symptoms. Again, that doesn't help us actually nail down what the true numbers is. For all we know, once they know the true numbers, we may find out that this thing's just like the cold or just like the flu. And there's millions of people every year that get it, but don't necessarily get affected the same way. That's where your problem is right now, is that you don't have accurate numbers. And that's because you're basically telling people, don't come get tested.
Mm-hmm.
If they can get to a point where people can test themselves, or you can go to a place where there's enough tests there that they can just test indiscriminately, we can get our numbers in a lot quicker. And that will actually give us more knowledge on what we're going up against and exactly how bad it is. And that's the problem right now, is they don't have those numbers. So they're just doing everything they can. I tend to disagree with how it's being done, but I'm not going to be one of these people that's out there not listening. I'm going from work to here, and that's what I do. Or I go to the store. I went to the store today, stopped by, checked on my mom, but most of the time I'm calling her. I'm calling my aunt. I'm staying at home. I'm doing what they tell me to do. Why? Because, well, I'm a patriot, so that's how I am.
Yeah. There's one simple solution for this, Danny.
Okay.
Please don't say fight Ray Shagul.
The simple solution is that Trump just needs to drop a couple of nukes and we can move past this, because these humans are just getting ridiculous, Danny. I mean, there's so much fear and cowardice in my own city. Like, I go outside to get the mail. I go to the store. Humans are wearing masks. They just looking like I'm a walking nuke or something. I'm like, yo, human, calm down. I'm just going to get some food. Go back and cower in your house. But just understand that all this panic buying, you buying 80,000 rolls of toilet paper, this shit is stupid.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
No, come on. No. What is it with ground beef? I can't find ground beef anywhere. I can't.
It's easy to prepare. That's all it is.
It's stupid, though.
I'm not going to say I think the toilet paper and some of the stuff is crazy, but where I'm at is becoming a real issue. So I'm just going to tell y'all, as people I give a damn about, who I care about, if you don't have to go somewhere, don't go.
No,
they're splitting us up. Where I work at, I didn't think, because my one of my higher ups didn't really think it was serious as it was, but now we have the thermometers that you can no touch thermometers. If you get a certain temperature, you're not allowed in the building.
Mm-hmm.
So just be safe, man. I want to be able to talk to y'all for many years. So
I'll be fine.
Don't take this lightly. I know you Superman. I know you Superman, Terrence, but I'm just telling you.
I know this much.
Huh?
I know this much. I got a call from my kid's school today, and bear in mind she's not even here. But they the original plan is that they were going to have all of the kids out of school till April 5th. Well, they were actually announcing that they want all of the contact emails and stuff to set kids up with online stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And this school board is one that even in blizzard conditions, they'll still say, oh, school's open.
I'm telling you. Where I'm at now, school has been closed down for the rest of the school year.
They haven't made that They haven't made that announcement yet with my kids' school board.
I guarantee it's heading away.
It's heading there, and I can see that they're already working on how to finish up the rest of the year.
The only thing that's dragging their feet,
and maybe more.
They got learning disabilities and need that one-on-one interaction with someone. They're trying to figure out how to get around that, because some kids don't have internet at home. But where I'm at now, they got buses, they got hotspots on them that they drive around the communities at set points, and the kids come on the bus on the hotspots and do their homework. So they're putting They get
Mhm.
putting out breakfasts for those kids. They have identified that maybe wouldn't have nothing to eat other than if they didn't come to school.
Yep.
So um, I'm just telling you, you may
Well, I
think it's
mean,
nothing, but
I didn't say that it's
I'm
not.
not. I'm not saying
Obviously
y'all on
something.
the panel. I'm
Mhm.
just saying
Yeah.
in general.
well, I
Some
mean,
people
there's
think
3 schools around me, Danny, and they're all closed.
Mhm.
They're all closed.
I'm gonna tell you when it hit home with me about that situation. You know, I live in a small town. I went out this weekend to um, pick up a item for one of my other job. I had to pick up an intake. When I rode past the theater and I saw all the sign, all the movies
Mhm.
off the marquee, and it had closed to further notice, whatever. That's when it hit home to me because I was like, okay, they still watching movies. They're just gonna limit the number of people, but no, it's closed down. And the next
Well,
closest
I don't
movie
know.
theater from my house is about an hour and a half away. So,
You're
in
you're right,
restaurants
Danny.
and different recreational places, in my profession, I know that if this doesn't break within the next 20 to 30 days, people are gonna get restless and it's gonna get bad.
Well, that's the
Oh,
thing,
oh,
and that's why I think the way that they handled this so quickly, getting to this point. I understand they think that's a necessary thing, but the problem is by closing everything down so quickly, you are only expediting the end result, which is like you said, people will only take it so long. I mean, there are enough people out there that'll crack if they stay in their house too long.
Mm-hmm.
It drives me nuts,
humans.
but I'm able to go to, work. But then again,
See,
I can stay in my house. I got games. I got all sorts of stuff I can do here.
Trump, Trump, are you listening? Couple nukes, drop them. These humans are gonna get crazy. It's ridiculous. Like even my own parents have lost the damn minds. It don't make no sense. I keep telling humans, calm down. No, I can't. I'm so scared. I gotta call this person. I'm like, shut up. Walk. Do it now. Nah, like this is ridiculous. I went to see
but
Bloodshot twice, and it was a ghost town, and the damn person selling the popcorn was like, yeah, we might have to close it down soon. And I was like, well, as long as you guys are still open, I will come. You can let the cowards stay in their house. I'm going to the movies. They shut it down. Now I'm pissed. You took the movies away.
Mhm.
but yeah, there's just
Terrence,
like
don't
a
you
lot.
got Netflix, man?
Huh?
Don't you got Netflix?
Well, yeah, but I mean, in terms of going to the theater, that's different. Like
Okay.
you're supposed
No,
to have these cinematic
all you got to
experiences.
do is buy some Jiffy popcorn.
Dude, no, you don't even want to know this. I walked through, so we have an employee dining room where I work, and there's all of like 10 or 15 of us working in this place. It's used to having about 1,000 people running through it. I walked through that employee dining room and I smelled popcorn, and all I thought was movies. I'm like, holy crap. I said, it's bad that, just that one thing is like, what the hell? But I agree with you, Terrence. It's like, what is it? These people just don't understand. Just chill.
And China opened up some of their movie theaters. I'm like, these Americans need to give a damn program because look, there should be options. The theater should be open. They should be like, look, you want to stay home, stay home.
But
If you don't, you can go. Like that's how
but
it should be.
that's the thing though. Like we were all late to the party. Like while China
Yeah.
was already kind of ahead of things,
Yeah,
and
they've already said that China's pretty much plateaued.
I
yeah,
understand that, but I still want to go to the movies. Like I said, like if humans want to stay home, let them stay home. I want to go see my damn movies.
I'm gonna give you this. What you do, Terrence? You go on Amazon, get you one of them blow up movie screen theaters you can put in your backyard. Buy one of them. Go ahead and put one of them movies in that extensive movie collection you got. Get you some Jiffy popcorn, and you got the same experience right there at your house.
And that might seem fine for a while, and then there's going to be a scene where some characters are in a movie theater, and I'm like, damn, I used to have that shit, and the humans took it away from me.
And
So
then
that's
he's
what's
gonna
going to
go
happen.
Super Saiyan. He's gonna go Super Saiyan, and the
You
next
know,
thing you're gonna know is that his section of the United States is going to go.
Exactly. It's going to be the Terrence and snapped and shit. It's going to be the mailman showing up. How you doing today, sir? I'm like, you still want to
he's
ask
gonna
me that
pop.
question.
He's gonna pop
You
his
really
blow
want
up.
to know? You really want
He's
to
gonna
know?
pop his. He's gonna pop his blow up screen and stuff like. Huh.
Yep. And he
Me and
going to say the
Terrence was
wrong
on.
thing. He going to say the wrong thing. He going to be like, it's going to get better. Say it again. say it's
Me
gonna
and
get better
Terrence was
again.
on a stream, I think, on Robert Storm show, and he showed us this one guy that was trying to turn to a Super Saiyan. You remember that, Terrence?
Yeah.
Y'all need to go and watch that when you ain't got nothing to do, man.
I've
This
seen that.
fool is actually yelling and screaming like
I've seen
Goku and Vegeta when they're transforming.
I've seen
It is,
that.
it is hilarious.
It is.
I don't know what he's smoking, boy, but I give him an A for effort.
Danny, Danny, I want you to understand that the time when I walked by the theater and saw that it was closed off, something hit me. I lost connection to the whole universe. I was just in the
Yeah.
moment, and I was pissed.
Well, bro,
Hey, I look at it like this: it's a win for people that like the bootleg, because now we get the stuff sooner.
I'm joking. I bet your Fire Stick and Cody Pops sales going to the roof now, boy.
Yeah.
What-
Oh my god.
Well, you
should-
heard what I
should
you heard what I said, Danny. I would rather see the movie than not, but I still prefer to go to the theater.
Yep.
I understand.
Yeah, of
I
course.
understand. But I am looking forward to today, and then you probably gonna disagree. I know you are. When we can stream that bad boy at home, because then if I got to use the bathroom, I can pause that bad boy.
It'll come someday
I ain't got to pay a
where
king's
you
ransom
can
for
pay
popcorn
for.
and drink. And
I think it'll come
Nachos.
someday where, like,
My popcorn's better anyway.
I think that when like AMC has the service where you can go see a movie a day or whatever it is, 3 movies a week. What I can't remember. I think there'll be a day when you can pay like an extra like $30 a month for a streaming service for the current hits that are out right now, where you can watch them and you can like get so many, for the month or something.
Yeah, I think it'd be a bundle package.
Yeah,
You get 3 is $8. You get 5 is 15.
whatever. Yeah, I mean,
AMC is actually already like working on a streaming app like that. Like I saw an article that they're already working on that. So that's definitely going to be the future. I think theaters will still be here, but I think it's going to be it's going to be a slow dying thing. Like it's not going to go just evaporate completely. But like I think
you're gonna make parents lose
2 decades.
Terrence, it's happening, bro. Do you remember drive-in? Drive-in
I do. I saw Batman Forever in the drive-in theater.
Okay, how many do you see now?
I have. There's like 2 or 3 in my town.
I honestly don't know where a drive-in is anymore, because the one that I went to is gone.
There used to be horse and buggy back in the day.
They still have those.
But
Talk to the Amish.
But I feel like with just the way technology is moving, and with like 5G and all that, because that's going to play a big part into just how fast you could download something and whatnot, and just technology is getting crazier and crazier every year. So like,
yeah, but again, there's
theaters
certain
are nice.
people.
You got the seats and the popcorn.
Yeah, there's certain people, and I'm one of them, that there are certain things I feel like you have to see it in the theater.
Thank you. That's what Trump doesn't understand.
No.
Oh yeah,
No.
yeah.
So you got this. Picture this now. You got your own she shed, or you got your man cave.
No,
you got your 70-inch screen. Let me paint the picture first.
Terrence and I are on the same picture. No,
you got your comfortable recliner.
No,
you got your popcorn machine down there. Whatever your alcoholic beverage. I ain't never been to a theater you can drink some alcoholic beverage. I ain't never seen that before.
I have a rule against alcohol, but
I'm just saying. Okay, you got your pizza, whatever you want. You got your friends. They all there in the comfort of your home. For whatever reason, you got to take a crap, or you got to take a whiz. Theater time, guess what? Especially in Endgame, I had to strategically plan. Where can I do this? And the time I went was when Iron Man and Captain America went back to the past. That's when I zipped out real quick. If you get it at home, you ain't gonna worry about that. All you can do is hit that pause, get up, go get your refill, go get your whatever you want, go take this, whatever, and you go back in your nice recliner, kick it back up, and continue the movie.
Danny, that don't happen with me. I will my body understands. When I go to the movies, it's gonna shut down until them credits are done.
I'm with Danny on this one. I prefer the comfort of home. The ability to pause a movie in the middle, especially if I'm watching it with a certain someone and we want to do some light stretching.
Yep.
Mhm.
Trump, if you're listening,
but-
don't do it, man. Trump the theater. Trump the theater.
You do
I'd rather be
lose
able to
that.
pause the I'd rather be able to pause the movie
That's right.
than to miss.
You
know,
you do lose
you
that
know,
Not
one-
miss.
special. You do miss that special thing about movies. Like take like for example, like A Quiet Place. Watching that in the theaters is completely different from watching at home
Mhm.
because you're
Well, you
immersed
can
in
get
it.
some
And
right
like
on
It's
at your house.
crazy. It's just like when it's me, and then there's a bunch of humans, and we're all losing our mind, and I'm like, yeah, and they're like, yeah, and then it's a good time.
Okay, have you not ever gone to a theater and somebody talking and you
Smack
make
him on the
you
back of the head.
miss an
Oh,
important part of the movie?
Danny, let me tell you, the most recent memory was during Shazam. Now there was this dude, he had his girlfriend, whoever with him, and they brought their baby to the movie, right?
Oh, dude, no.
And this
I hate
baby,
that.
this baby was crying for at least 20 minutes of the movie. I was ready to throw him out, his girl, the baby. I was turning into Dr.
Oh.
Savannah, like real quick. And here's the thing: half of the theater looked and told him to take the baby out. Like I wasn't the only one. We are like, yo, the baby. And this human turns and says, but I paid for the ticket too. I was like, did this human just say that?
Yeah, no, you didn't.
Security.
You paid for the ticket, but you did not pay to bring a baby in there. They tell you not to do
Exactly.
that stuff for a reason.
Now the funny thing is, the chick ended up taking her baby like to the part of the theater where it was in the corner, like during one of the like where one of the exits were, and I'm like, oh, so you wait to the end. I'm like, see, this is why people die. Like,
Terrence, have you had that same movie at your house in the comfort of your house? Would you have gone through that traumatic and aggravating ordeal?
But it doesn't
Yeah,
match
but-
up
No,
to the
let him ask the
experience.
question.
okay. The answer is no.
I need
but-
a yes or no.
No, but I gotta tell you though,
that's it.
I enjoyed
No,
the
no.
experience in the theater though. Like when the
And-
Shazam family happened, Danny, we were all cheering, and that little baby and her horrible parents didn't matter at that point. It was awesome.
You could have been cheering at home.
You know what?
Yeah,
No. You see, Danny, that's why they'll do it. They'll get a streaming service that does it, but you'll pay for the comfort of staying at home watching it, and I'm going to go pay for the joy of the experience in a movie theater.
Right. Yeah, the lady felt sorry for me and my friend. She was like,
No,
there
'cause you
won't
know
be a
what?
lot of people there today. I'm like, and give me my tickets. Give them to me now.
And I think it'll be a lot more expensive too, like for them to just put movies out like that because they want to make. Cause I don't know.
You're going to pay for the loss of revenue that they have. You're going to pay for it. That's
Okay, what do you think? What do you think is a fair price if it goes there?
I told you it's going to be like $30 a
Free.
month extra. If you get it at home, it's going to be like $30 extra a month.
Well, that's
On top, wait. On top of the fact there'll be a limitation on how many you can watch.
okay. Let's say it's $30. If I want to watch an extra movie, I pay $10. That's going to be cheaper than the actual time, unless you're Terrence. If you take you or your wife or my son, which I usually do, and we get something to eat at the concession stand,
That's why you're going to pay more. They're going to factor in the fact. Remember what killed movie or driving or.
you can't keep changing it. You said $30.
Yeah, well, no. What I'm saying is I'm just putting it out there. I don't know because they're going to think this up, not me.
Okay.
And here's the problem: they're going to think like that. They're going to be like, "Hey, drive-in theaters went under because people were shoving people in their trunks. We were asking for them to pay by the carload, and people would shove as many people in there as possible. They're going to know that you buying that on a streaming service. One, that's going to bring about sharing passwords and all that out. They're going to take that out. They're going to figure a way to do that before they let you stream a new movie.
They're doing that now with Netflix. So I'm not mad.
Danny, how many people did you say you bring to the movies when you go?
You got to take my wife or either my son.
Okay, see, the
my
one thing you're
daughter.
missing is me. Like, you got to bring me. I just grab them by the neck, and we get our tickets for free.
But you see,
Everybody don't have that press
they're
pass.
going to
and a free orange coat to go with it.
Yeah. And here's the thing. They're going to use things like the census to figure out what's the average size of a household. And they're going to hold you accountable for the people that aren't watching. You could be a single person and have to pay whenever they decide to watch a new movie, just because they say, hey, on average, people have 3 people in the house.
You make it actually.
Negative?
Hold on. Chris makes a good point because they could be like, all right, like how Netflix does, like, all right, you want one screen that's like what, $8 a month, or if you want up to 2 devices, that's like more and more, and like they could do something similar, like the
As
starting
long
price.
as you don't get, as long as you don't get above, I'm gonna say in my mind, $60 a month. That I think
Yeah.
I think that I'm gonna come ahead anytime because most movies, most of us geeks, we watch the movie at least twice. Here,
But-
a movie is about $10.50, so that's $21 right there.
But you see, I
But-
paid $15.
Chris, you make a good point though. Like I just wanted to finish this real quick. Like, you know, they could start it at 30 for just like a one person type of thing. But if you want your family to watch it, then they could start saying like, oh, that's gonna cost you an extra $10 and stuff, and start nickel and diming you then. And how many devices are you using this app on? Like,
Man, mine gonna be one device in my
Can we
living
come up
room.
with something more reasonable in terms of prices? Because
But-
I was thinking something more reasonable is free.
You see,
Okay, like I said again, Terrence, we all don't have that connect that you got. If I was free, I'd be
you see, I have the
hell with it too.
I have the AMC package, and right now, of course, they're not charging me because they're not open. But I'm able to see 3 movies a week, and I think I paid like $19.99 a month or something like that. I don't know what I pay. It's not that much.
Well, Terrence is free, so I like his package.
But the thing is, so I can see up to 12 movies in a month. If for
12
what you're
12
talking
movies
about,
in a
seeing
month?
however many. If no, I'm saying that's what I can see on it for their package. I can go see as many as I damn well want.
Oh, awesome! I was about to say that.
No, I'm just saying on that package. So here's the thing, Danny. I can go see 12, spend whatever it is, $20 a month. I can go see 12 this month, but what if Netflix picks it up and says, okay, you're going to pay me $30 a month and you get to watch 3? Well, what am I going to go do? I don't care if I'm at home.
Okay, the same way that they're gonna adjust those prices. What you're saying, you think AMC gonna continue to let you get all those movies at that little cheap price that you're talking about? No,
Yeah.
they're gonna adjust all that stuff.
No, they'll keep doing it because if it makes them money and it brings people in, like you said, concession is typically where they make their dollars from. They'll drop the movie price. No, listen, they'll drop their movie price as much as they can. And still
Concessions
make
is where
money.
the movie theater makes their money, not the
That's what I'm
actual-
saying. But that's what I'm saying. As long as they make that money back and they're still making money hand over fist, they're not going to care. They'll drop the cost of the ticket down. That's what they used to do. I mean, I'm just saying
Well, that benefits.
they will have both. They will have both sooner than later.
I'm saying
I
that
think that all of you are right and have very good points, but I'm telling you, a couple of nukes dropping will solve all these problems.
And I'll say
Problems.
this though too. Also, that it's going to be. This will definitely happen when things get back to normal. Is ticket prices are going to go way up.
No,
They're definitely going to go up there.
no. I think at first you're going to see everything entertainment wise go really low, just because they
want to get people back.
They got to start packing these theaters. Like
Oh
packing them.
yeah, I can see it. I can still get in.
So
for
if you
free.
think if they were to raise prices, that would push people more to go to like a streaming
People won't
service?
have that disposable income right away. You're talking 2 to 3 years before they can even think about getting prices to where they want them again. And I'm talking.
True.
I'm talking.
But when they come back, you better hold on, buddy.
Yeah, your restaurants, your
gasoline.
cruises, your airfare, all of that for at least a year is going to be very, very low comparatively. Your Vegas, your prices out in Vegas or New York, all these places that are completely shut down that rely on tourism, they are going to tank their prices just to get butts in the door.
Yep.
Okay,
But
well,
boy,
I'm going
when
to come up with Terrence
when they get
Cinema,
back,
and you all can go
Be
to
like
it
a
for free.
proctologist examination, buddy.
I'm,
That's all you got to do.
I'm just gonna say this. Y'all can have this debate all you want. I already watch movies at free from home, so you know, wear
That's
whatever I
true.
feel like.
It's all good. I mean,
You
you know,
got a
I
fire
watch a lot of movies.
Okay.
I watch a lot of movies for free here too. I mean, it's
But-
just my thing is I have certain movies I have to see at a theater.
But with Terrence Cinemas, you can go to the theaters all you want for free. All you got to do is drop my name at the door, and you'll go in.
Yeah.
That's not going to work for me. And besides,
That-
again,
Yeah,
I,
I was about 3,000
can show
miles
up-
away from
I can
Terrence
show up.
Cinema.
I can show up in my PJs or whatever.
I'm
Mad,
sure
you can
Terrence
do that in Terrence Cinemas.
Exactly.
You got a free pass.
Mm.
See, she ain't got comeback for that one.
If you,
I'm not
Bad
gonna
boy.
say nothing.
All right, guys, I got to get out of here.
Mhm.
So
All right, tell the people they can find. Did you already give away your
Yeah.
3 books, Chris?
they're still right here. But yeah, I gave my 3 books away. I got to work out getting them sent out. Yes, sir.
Chris, would I be able to get like 5 books?
5 books.
Yeah, for free. Cause
Free.
I will let you
I mean,
know. I can send you 5 books for sure, Terrence. I don't know what they'll be on because you know a lot more than most people do. So we'll have to find something for you. No, yeah, I gave them away. Thomas the 14th is the person who got it. And yeah, so no, we gave those away. We're looking at a 1,500 subscriber count now. The next subscriber giveaway will be at 2,000. Yeah, I mean, at current rate, hopefully I'll have maybe 2,000 in about 7 months or so, maybe less. I don't know.
No, you'll have it in about 24 hours. I will talk to some humans, and you will have that.
Wow. Okay. I mean, right now there's people at home that have to watch something, and why not?
I ain't joking. I sure hope mine will go up. 'Cause mine kind of stalled.
But no, yeah. So find me on the Real Review 3000. Find me over here on Monday nights, Tuesday nights. Typically, I don't know about this week. I don't think so, but this week, Tuesday, we normally do the Chaos List on Sean Stackhouse's channel, and on Sundays we do the Rule of 3. So yeah, thank you for having me on, Danny. I'm gonna jump out of here, guys. Man,
Man. Thanks for coming.
Terrence, thank you. Had a great time with all you guys.
Oh, yep.
All right, take it easy, guys.
Later.
All right, we're gonna do a little wrap up here to everybody where they can find you at. Perp, you go first.
You're this perp minded, and it was a pleasure joining DBZ stream. I had to, this is technically part 2 of like the stream me and Terrence did like last year, because me and him did a whole top 10 list, or was it top 10 list?
I think I
top
saw
5
that.
list or something?
Yeah,
Yeah, it was like it was like a while ago.
Yeah, I remember.
But it's always dope talking anime and just DBZ. Hopefully Danny could get into some other anime, since we're in this time of just staying at home.
My son tell me that
watching
One
it.
Punch Man is the stuff, so I'm gonna check that out. I've never seen it.
Yeah.
I would recommend watching Attack on Titan.
Attack on
Mads knows.
He does do that. He does recommend it highly, and it did inspire a recipe on my channel.
You said Attack on Titans?
Attack on Titan. I admit I was skeptical at first, but I did wind up completely binge watching it. So
Yes.
Where can I watch it at? Is it
manga
on YouTube?
covers.
I've watched it on YouTube.
It's on YouTube.
They have. Do you have Crunchyroll or Funimation?
I don't.
I watched the whole thing on YouTube.
Watch it on YouTube, man.
I did.
You can. They have the first season on Netflix. I don't know why they didn't add the other stuff, but like you could at least watch the first season on Netflix.
I'll try.
I think they got it subbed and dubbed, so definitely check that out.
What
Gotta
about
be
One
flexible
Punch
with
Man?
that on YouTube, though.
Danny, I think you would like One Punch Man.
I think One Punch Man is on Netflix. I think I see.
Yeah, you would like My Hero Academia also, because that's like about superheroes and all that stuff, and that's very comic booky, I guess, if that's a word. But yeah,
that's
like
the one he's been trying to get me into.
yeah, it's just yeah.
I got a lot of catching up to do.
Yeah, there's tons of anime out there outside of Dragon Ball. Bleach is coming back finally. One of my favorite animes of all time.
Yeah, my
next to
brother
like
speaks
the
highly of that Naruto.
yeah, like there's no whack fights whatsoever in Bleach. Like even like the side weaker characters have like dope fights and stuff. Like it's
Uh,
amazing. It's a dope story. But yeah,
I need
it's
to
been a
finish.
pleasure.
I need to
Just
finish that Bleach because I got to like episode 90.
damn.
Danny,
Yeah, you
apparently
got a
it's
lot.
also on Hulu.
So Hulu,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think I have Hulu. I have to
Yeah.
check it out.
Yeah. Hulu has all the Funimation stuff, so you could
Mm.
catch all the anime stuff on there. I think. Yeah. But yeah, it was dope chilling out with y'all. You know, I got a 1K live stream this Wednesday at 11 p.m. Eastern.
I'll be there.
So yeah, I hope to see everybody there. If you can make it, you can make it.
What
Catch the
what
rewind,
what's
whatever.
a 1K live stream? What's that?
That's when I hit, it's like I hit 1K, so it's like my little
Yeah.
Okay,
celebration stream.
I
Yeah,
got you. You
I'm
said
gonna have
11 p.m.
yeah, I'm gonna have the OG squad on there. You know, you might see General Zod, you might see PB, you might see the Lonely Banter, you might see Mad Squirrel, you might see Stevie J if he's up at that time because you know he's in Australia. You might even see Justin Proper there too. So you never know. Um, yeah, definitely come check me out on Part Minded on YouTube. I drop
Yeah. I'll be
content frequently, and you know
I'll be
we'll
showing
have
up for
fun.
the year. The rest of it's,
Thank you,
neither here nor there.
I appreciate that.
All right, Terrence, tell the people where they can find you at, sir.
Hey, what's up, humans? It's Terrence. You can find me on the Tremaine Terrence channel I share with my brother Tremaine. And over there, I pretty much just do and say whatever the hell I want and cover a lot of movies and TV shows and comic books. And if you're wondering how much stuff we got, I mean, we got thousands of videos. You can navigate through that by going to the playlist. And yeah, if you're not a sensitive human, I think you might like being on Tremaine Terrence.
Good deal,
Awesome.
good deal. And last but not least, my ass Mama Bear. Tell the people they can find you at, ma'am.
Yeah, Mads Mama Bear here. You can find me at Mads Mama Bear on YouTube, Twitter, and also on Instagram. And this Thursday at 9:30 Eastern, you will also find me hosting the Queen's Council, which is, if you haven't seen it, it's a must watch.
Okay, and you can find me, Comic Chat, Danny Graham, on YouTube at Comic Chat, on Twitter, Comic Chats with the S. This is my show I do every Monday night from at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's called the Chaotic Conversation, and basically we have things like to count down and rank from whatever number to whatever number to number one, basically. Also, you can catch me on Chris's show on Thursday nights. Sometimes he does the weekly rumble, and also on Sunday at 3 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. He Sean and I do the Rule of Three, which combines all of our shows. We have different questions that we ask. It's on a timer. It's a very interesting format. And then on Sunday evenings, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, you can find me and Terrence on our show, Equilibrium, where we I usually have a poll question I put up every week. And we talk about that poll question, different things. I think yesterday my show was interrupted. I don't know what happened. I'm thankful tonight that it did not get interrupted, and I appreciate everyone that asked about it and supports my channel. Like I said, I'm trying to get to 1,500 subs before Father's Day, which is third Sunday in June. I can only do that with your help. So again, thank you for your support. I look forward to seeing you next week. Until then, peace.
Danny, I
I'm still
forgot
alive.
to ask you